One of the major fears that people have about starting a garden is that they worry that it might attract snakes and mosquitoes. Well, the fact of the matter is that there are plants that you can actually grow in your gardens that keep snakes and mosquitoes away. And I have one such plant next to me here. This bush, some might see it as a grass, some might see it as a weed, but this is actually lemongrass. And snakes and mosquitoes, as well as other insects, absolutely hate this plant. Now, the mistake that people have is that they just assume that by growing this plant, it will magically send the snakes away. In fact, I heard of a very funny story that someone was searching for a snake that had hid in her garden, and she found it in this lemongrass, chilling there comfortably. So the plant in itself doesn't repel snakes. It doesn't work that way, babe. But there's something about the plant that snakes don't like. And I'm going to show you what that is. Have you ever wondered why this plant is called lemongrass, even though it doesn't look anything like a lemon or have any affiliation with the citrus group of plants? Well, it's because of the lemony fragrance. When you cut any part of the leaves of this plant or the stem or any part of this plant, it exudes this citrusy lemony fragrance. Now, we humans absolutely love the smell. We use it in aromatherapy, we use it for a lot of things. But snakes, insects, mosquitoes, they hate the smell. The repellent effect only works when you can make use of that fragrance, that smell, release that smell in your garden. There are two ways to go about it. There's the easy way, which is just to break the leaves of this plant, the stem. I like to do this quite often. And let's just tie it into a bulb like this. Already the entire place is infused with an aromatic lemony smell. Tie it into a bulb like this and then just carry it with you in your garden, and this will actually keep the mosquitoes and the snakes away. But it's not the most effective. The most effective way and the more potent way to actually get rid of snakes and mosquitoes in your garden with this plant is, to extract the oil from it. And trust me, it's a very, very easy process. It's something you can do in your kitchen within like a couple of hours. And today I'm going to show you how to make this wonderful potent oil and how to apply it for use in your garden and in your home to get rid of the snakes and the mosquitoes. Let's begin.
I can feel it. The breeze brings.
And just to show you how prolific of a grower this plant is, have you noticed that the parts that I cut yesterday, just yesterday, it has started to just bring out new shoots. Remember, we cut it from here and here, and can you see the new shoots just beginning to emerge? This was just about 24 hours ago. So this is a very prolific and aggressive growing plant. And care for this plant is actually super easy. If you live in a temperate climate, then this is a perennial grass, and then you grow it in your very sunny areas during the summer or spring. This plant loves full, crazy, intense sun, and just ensure that it is hydrated constantly, because this is a plant that loves to stay moist. If it is not properly hydrated, the leaves will begin to crisp and it will just fumble over and decline rapidly. If you grow this plant in a tropical climate like I do, it grows all year round. It will grow into a massive, huge bush in no time. Again, grow it in your sunniest spot and just keep moist. It is not particular about any type of soil. This is practically growing in clay soil. It just wants to be kept moist. You don't even really need to fertilize it. It just takes care of itself. So the next thing we're going to do is wash our lemongrass. You need to wash it thoroughly to ensure that you get rid of all the impurities, the soil, the yucky stuff that may be on the leaves. Also, I just found out recently that this is actually the edible part of the lemongrass. This is the part, this stalk The more mature the plant is, the bigger and thicker this end will be. I think it's called a stalk. I'm not sure what it's called, but this is the part that is actually used in cooking and in cuisine. Next, it is time for us to cut. But babes, you want to ensure that you do this after you wash, because if you cut this plant before you wash it, some of those crucial and essential oils we're trying to get will seep into the water, the wash of water. Okay, so make sure you do this after you wash. Now you're gonna cut out all these yucky damaged leaves. We don't want that. Or if you have any pest infested leaves. Now your lemongrass is typically a pest resistant plant, but I have noticed that there's one particular sort of like pest it is quite prone to, and I spotted it in one of the leaves. I'm trying to see if I can see it. Can you see? I have one of these. I'm gonna finally be putting it to good use. So it's a leaf cutter. So look, you can use anything to cut it. Look, I'm just being extra. The whole point of cutting it though is just so that the oils can easily be extracted. You know, ooh, everywhere smells so divine, guys. It smells like lemony. Oh, Jesus. Lemongrass also has like calming aromatic effects. So just from inhaling the fumes, oh, that's enough in itself. Oh, jeez. And we are done. Babes, it doesn't have to be a perfect cut. You just want to break it so you can extract, you know, as much of that oil. So the next process is quite important. You want to leave this to dry for a few hours because you do not want the water from washing the leaves to mix with the oil. So just leave this to dry for about, let's say, 2 hours, and then we'll be back with the next step. So babes, 2 hours have gone by, and I like to believe that our lemongrass is moisture free to a certain degree. Now it's time for the fun stuff. You've noticed I got a couple more ingredients with me here. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add all this lemongrass. Well, not all. I did bring out some to make some lemongrass tea. We're adding this to a heat resistant vessel or a heat resistant bowl. You're gonna understand why that is very important soon. Now the fun part, you're going to need a carrier oil. Any oil would do. However, if this is something you intend to apply to your skin, you want like a skin friendly oil. So like your olive oil, maybe your sunflower oil to a certain extent, your coconut oil. This is pure vegetable oil. I don't know what vegetable oil essentially is, but it's actually used in cooking here. It's edible oil used in cooking. That's the one I could get right now. And that's what we're going to use because we're on a budget, babes. And I'm using this because I intend to use it in my garden, not so much in my skin or on my hair. So you want to ensure that you fill it up until it just covers the top. Just covers the top of the leaves. Now we're just going to mix it. Just want to ensure that all the leaves are submerged inside. Now you're going to get a pot. Because we don't like to waste, I'm going to be using the same water I used to wash my lemongrass earlier. Babe, water is a precious resource in so many parts of the world, so let's not waste it. Now it's very important that you use a pot that is not so big, because smaller pots, they actually tend to heat up faster, and we're going to be using the water from this to actually heat up the oil. It's fun, just watch and see. Once you see the water boiling like this, that is your sign that it's time to add our lemongrass in. Yeah. And we're just going to leave that to steam for about 30 to 40 minutes. if you look closely, you will see can you see the bubbles? That is, oh my god, that is the oil being extracted. Look at the bubbles. And the oil has also started to turn green. Wow. It's working, babes. And also the smell of my kitchen, that lemongrass smell. Oh, beautiful. This is a very beautiful process. So guys, I think it's time to switch this off. And how do I know this is the lemongrass has started to change color. It looks very withered. Feels like much of the oil has been extracted from it already. I don't want it to turn into shaft. So let's just quickly switch that off. Now we're just going to leave that to cool for a couple of minutes, and then we separate the oil from the leaves. Fun. And just like that, our lemongrass oil is ready for use. I wish I could make a full jar, but babes, this was what we could make today. But something as small as this is quite concentrated and it is still just as effective. So let's go try it out in the garden. Quite a hot and humid night, but I'm still drinking some hot lemongrass tea. The irony, in Nigeria we always drink our tea hot. We mostly drink our tea hot, even though we live in a hot oven of a country. The smell. Ooh. Oh, there's just something instantly calming about lemongrass, from the aromatic smell to the way it tastes. The first time I made lemongrass tea, I did it all wrong. It was so grassy. The key is actually in boiling the leaves as the tea is cooking. And then the honey, oh my goodness gracious, the honey just makes it even more palatable. It's a healthy type of sweet, because I'm a sweet tooth. So I can't have anything that isn't a bit sweet. I find it hard to absorb in. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope it was impactful. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it was inspiring. I hope you learned one or two things. If you did, please like and share and subscribe to the channel. I'm definitely gonna see you in the next one. Cheers, babes.